As we've all heard by now, Microsoft is regurgitating almost $70 billion in an effort to buy Activision Blizzard. And the question is, like, should you care? I mean, so far a lot of people seem to have the same initial reaction, cries for Sony's imminent death, the call to action. They need to go out and pick up another studio as a response to this egregious takeover kind of thing from Microsoft. And then Nintendo's over here existing, doing what Nintendo does, which, you know, certainly works for them. But again, thinking about it, should you care? And I think it's important to look at this from a short-term and a long-term perspective. Now, from the short term, when you look at what Activision puts out, you know, do you even like the type of games that Activision and Blizzard put out? Like, for me, I forego the annual Call of Duty installments. Blizzard says they're going to release games, like they're going to come out with a StarCraft someday, I guess. Diablo will come out eventually, and if you're okay waiting maybe for like some time exclusivity to go by before you can play it on another console, that doesn't really affect you either. And if you have a PC, I mean, you don't really care. And if you like playing games on your phone, you like mobile gaming a lot, I mean, okay. But I left Microsoft after the 360 because, frankly, they just don't have the types of games that I like to play. Sony, Nintendo, that's really more of my stable. As I get older and I have my kids and things, I kind of really drifted away from a bunch of the pew-pew shooting type things. I like having more collaborative platformers. I like, I still like to play a good old JRPG. And frankly, all of that stuff that I like to play is on Sony and Nintendo. And Microsoft buying Activision and Blizzard, frankly, doesn't affect me at all in the short term. And I imagine for many of you, it doesn't affect you either. But when you start thinking about the long term, like maybe even like 10 years from now, I think we all know that what's happening in the industry is that just like every other company out there, there is this push to have subscription services and streaming services. Just like with Microsoft having like Office 360, it's something that you pay like annually for. It's more profitable that way. Same thing with like Adobe with their suite of software. It's more profitable for them to have these types of subscription services versus like you buy it and it's one and done. Just like with Fortnite having battle passes and other games having loot boxes and cosmetics, that is what everything is consolidating down into. You used to buy the whole game, then you had to get the expansion pack, the expansion pass, or the download for like the extra level, the extra 10 to 20 hours of content maybe. And then it went to, well, if you want to get a fighting game, you have to get the season pass to get all the fighters eventually. We're going to have like 7 seasons, and we're going to release like 5 characters each time, and eventually everything will get done. And that is something that I don't like. It's not something that I look forward to continuing and expanding upon. What I am looking for is kind of something I'm hoping that Sony and Nintendo would keep doing in the future, and that's really kind of doing this focus on smaller, I guess you could still call it indie content. A lot of those indie games, you know, they're getting more money from other publishers and things to kind of like boost their budgets and make their games more like the AAA kind of level. They're advancing every single year. When it comes down to like these big AAA titles, Call of Duty, and like even look at EA and Battlefield, how you don't hear a lot of positive news about the new Battlefield. All like the bugs and glitches, the Steam reviews are just garbage, and that seems to get worse every year. Again, short term, do I care at all that Microsoft is buying Activision? No. I think it'll be nice when they, if they get rid of Bobby. I don't think he'll make it past the transition because of all the lawsuits and things going on, and he's just mucking the whole thing up. So it'd be nice to see him go. But am I excited for where gaming is headed after something like this? After seeing Microsoft drop $70 billion on something where it's just going to accelerate more and more consolidation and all these conglomerates just sucking everything up. I don't know if that's good for the gamer. I'm sure it's good for the firms and it's good for the profit margins. But that's not what, that's not why I do this. I grew up on this kind of stuff. And, as I started thinking about it more, I realized that really, after the first PlayStation, every generation, it's a little less exciting every single time. And I think that's why I like all the indie games, kind of going back to that more retro, simple, fun time where it's not like, can we make this look realistic and do everything at the same time? Don't get me wrong. I'm really excited for the next God of War. Horizon looks awesome, super fun. Definitely going to pick up Elden Ring, of course, from Software. They're kind of different. They always had that kind of like retro feel. But everything else, I don't know. Maybe it's because I have 3 kids now, so even having something like Game Pass doesn't interest me because I don't have time to play all the games that I probably wouldn't have played anyway if I couldn't just get online and download them or stream them and play them anyway. And speaking of that, I don't think our internet's ever going to be good enough in this country where you can just not download a game and play it seamlessly. As soon as there's input lag, I'm out. I'm done. I hate it. Can't do it. Tried PlayStation Now once. Couldn't do it. Let me know what you think. How do you feel about the purchase? Doesn't matter to you at all now. Where do you think everything's going in the future? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this, want to see more, please hit like, subscribe, check out the rest of the channel. I have a Let's Play over here of It Takes Two, complete surprise game. Play through that with my son. And then next month, I'm going to dive into Elden Ring. So hope to see you there for that. And until next time, see ya.